My 28F fiancé, 29M, has a larger family, and this last Saturday was the only day they could all get together for Thanksgiving dinner, parents, for siblings and partners, some close cousins. These plans were made about a month ago, and I was invited by my Amiel. My fiancé and I have been together for 3 years, but this is the first Thanksgiving I was able to do with his family. Shortly after plans were made, I get a text from Amiel asking if I want to bring a dish. I love to cook. It is one of my main hobbies. I have invested a lot of time and money into it, and consider myself to be pretty damn good at it. That is to say, I was excited that she was asking me to prepare a dish. After I say yes, she asks me to make sweet potato casserole. Very easy, I'm happy to do it. About a week ago, she sent me a picture of a written recipe for sweet potato casserole with the attached message, "Let me know if you have any questions." I heart-reacted the message and left it at that. She had not mentioned sharing a recipe with me previously, and sent this without any context. I assumed she was just trying to be nice. Additionally, I am not a fan of marshmallows, and the recipe she sent included them in white sugar instead of brown, double the amount I would normally put in a sweet potato casserole. I made the casserole Saturday morning using brown sugar, and made a pecan crumble topping instead of the marshmallow one. Fiancé was there cooking beside me. He was in charge of the green beans, and never once said a word to me about it not being the recipe his mom sent over. We got to his parents' house early afternoon, and his mom took our dishes into the kitchen to reheat. I say this because I assume she saw at this point that it was not the marshmallow topping recipe she had sent, but she did not say anything to me. Finally, we get to the meal. Fiancé's parents have a large buffet. They set all the food on to serve. I ended up going towards the end, noticed not a single person had taken any of my sweet potato casserole. I tried not to feel dejected by it since we were having a great time. Later, I got up to refill my plate and noticed again barely any casserole was eaten. I got back to my seat and quietly asked fiancé if something was wrong with the casserole, and he said no and that he thought it tasted great. After the meal and everyone starts to clean up and leave, I couldn't help but ask Amiel what she thought of my casserole. She flat out said she didn't eat it, and neither had anybody else because I had rudely not followed the recipe she sent. I said that I didn't realize the recipe she sent was a requirement. I thought she was just trying to be helpful. I then get a private lecture in the kitchen about the etiquette of Thanksgiving and that if someone asks for a specific dish, then it has to be made so everyone attending will like it. I was so embarrassed and trying not to cry because she has never spoken to me this way ever. I told her that I never intended to upset her and that the casserole I made still tasted like sweet potato casserole, like it wasn't an entirely new dish or anything. But she held firm that it was rude of me to completely ignore the recipe I sent, and that some members of the family had quietly come to her and complained about it. No idea if this is true. No one else said anything to me. I didn't tell fiancé about it until we got home. He was having a great time with his family, and I didn't want to ruin it over something like that, and asked him if his mother said anything about me making the specific recipe she sent. He said no, she never mentioned I had to make the specific recipe, only that she has been making the same one since he was a kid. He said he never assumed I would make the same exact one his mom made. I told him how she scolded me and he was on my side, and sent a text to his mom about she overreacted to the casserole and made me feel alienated from my future family. So Sunday, I get a text in large group chat including me, fiancé, his dad, his siblings, and some other people I didn't have saved in my phone that ended up being other members of his family. She said, since certain people have a problem with the way I host Thanksgiving, I will not be hosting it again next year. The group chat blew up, and everyone was so confused, including me and fiancé. After he called his mom, it turned out to be because of the casserole and what fiancé had texted her the night before. He said he was sorry for her behavior, and we both have the group chat silenced for right now. He went ahead and asked some of his siblings, since they are close and I know them pretty well. One said they didn't like pecans, and the other said he didn't even realize that was the sweet potato casserole because it didn't have marshmallows on top. I feel bad that I didn't think to ask if people didn't like nuts, but fiancé loves pecans and was supportive of the topping when I was making it. I sent a text to his mom Sunday night with another apology, saying I had a lovely time at Thanksgiving and didn't mean to stir anything up. She never responded. I don't know if this needed to be this long. I am just at a loss right now. Ada, TLDR, Amiel asked me to make sweet potato casserole for Thanksgiving, was very upset that I did not follow the recipe she provided.